Is it?
Hi everyone. What are you saying?
Hi.
Stop with your nonsense. Welcome back to TVI episode 222. Three twos in a row. It's the first time it's ever happened on any podcast. It's good to be back. I'm live from Australia, Melbourne. Julian's live from his bed in Blackheath.
My studio.
Guest live from. I mean, can we geographically? We don't want
go
to
into your address on Google Maps.
Yeah, give my full address and postcode. Yeah.
Is it like safe to say South London? Oh, you can say South West London. Yes.
Okay,
and your date of birth.
Harriet Kemsley, everyone. Welcome
Hello.
to the show. I don't know why I'm going to start calling it a show rather than a podcast.
Yeah,
we
should.
Show,
everyone.
Official,
I mean, it is a show, isn't it? It's like prime
It's
time.
the greatest show on earth.
That's what we should call it, man.
It works because it's like it was a circus, wasn't it?
Yeah,
Exactly.
Absolute circus. And,
now it's the greatest
as well. If you think about some of the issues involved, some of the employees that are involved. Anyway, welcome to the podcast show from Southwest London. We were just saying hitting record how you've got a good setup, you sound good, you're very courteous, you're on time.
Yeah,
it's very rare for a guest in comedy to have all of it in order. You're very in order is what we're trying to say.
Had your hair done.
What?
Had your hair done for the pod. Makeup artist.
I got the full glam squad here, 6 a.m.
Yeah.
Trying on outfits all day.
We sent wardrobe, makeup. We really pushed
We sent the team over. I hope they were nice and stuff.
Yeah, I settled on a white jumper.
That's good, yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, but no, what happened? So you two gigged together on Friday night.
Yeah, well,
correct?
Julian was not
and there was some
being
beef. Julian was saying there was some beef.
We had a bit of beef, you know what I mean? A bit of office politics, you know what I mean?
What was going down?
Well, I hadn't hosted in ages, and then it was like it was going really well, opening act, killing it, and then I was like, "Oh, Junior, I'll bring you right on." He was like, "I'd rather you didn't actually," and I was like, "But it's going well. If it's going well, you bring on the act straight away." And he was like, "I think you should put the time in and do a bit of work.
You've got to do your job, man."
Yeah, but sometimes
I think. See, I mean, I'm with Harriet on this. I'm going to say
Thank
it.
you. To be fair, everybody else was. Yeah.
Well, no, there's not. There is two schools of thought for listeners. This might be quite interesting for any comedy nerds. There's two schools of thought here. Often it relates to the type of comedy. Because Julian's a joke smith,
just a killer,
just a joke,
just an assassin,
just a thief.
A plagiarist in some circles.
No, but Julian does short one-liner style. Like that is, very, that is the style of comedy. And a lot of time, and there's a lot of people. I'd say Adam Bloom and people like that would fall into the same category. And I've had this discussion with a bunch of times. They always say like, you should do a bit, and you should probably do a bit of material rather than just a bit of banter. They've all got these rules, they're not as malleable.
I was only messing around.
They've all got these stupid shit rules. They can't deal with the fact that you've brought them onto a good audience, and they should do the rest of the job.
Yeah, if someone's doing badly, then you have to reset it. But I was like, I think,
of course,
you don't want to fuck it up. You're like, we've got a good thing going. I don't want to go on and then just like ruin it. Anyway, we had a bit of a back and forth.
We
had a bit of an argument in there to delayed the show and stuff. Do you know what I mean?
And
people had to split us up. It went viral.
But it's fun. I genuinely, as somebody who hosts or has hosted in the past quite a lot, I've always, if a comic says to me like, "You should have done a bit before me," I've always been like, "Shut up! You should have been funnier, mate. You should have been funnier."
On stage, as you do this, shut up.
The more Julian wanted me to do a bit, the less I was going to do a bit as well. That was the problem.
Yeah. No, you stood your ground.
I think the rule should be, the only rule I would say is if somebody is absolutely tanked, you definitely do something. You reset the room to a good level. You don't if somebody's killed and the room's there, You don't bring it down for the next act.
Exactly.
The next act you should be going on at the highest peak that room can be at.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So you brought them straight on after me, did you, or not?
No, we had to have a break.
Yeah, she had to do 10 minutes, really reset the room.
The cleaners had to come in and redecorate. They had to rearrange the room because of feng shui. We got a guy in.
They had to get a coroner in. Coroner came
to sage the room.
To clean your body up, your corpse off the stage, put it in the back of a van.
Vicar come in and did a blessing.
Oh shit! Yeah, I've never been a believer in rules of like, you know, all these rules about, can you do a bit of material before me? It's like, no. If I'm hosting, I'll do what I want to do, and you do what you do.
Yeah, it just seems so unnatural, I think.
But
that's literally what you did.
Oh yeah, except for every time I gig.
Yeah.
I always send my rider out to the compere.
It's almost like, I also don't agree with, I think, you know, as a compere, it's courteous to say, do you want any particular introduction? But I think that is said in the same tone as, how you doing, all right? And you're meant to say,
like, how are you?
To that, you say, like, I'm fine. The act should say, no, just bring me on. Like, an actor who has an introduction, I'm always like, I don't want to do that.
You're gonna bomb.
I've never come across someone that has an actual introduction, but like people request like specific things.
Often, what you find is actually there's things they say, don't tell them this because I've got a bit about it or something. But don't tell them I'm from this country.
That's my best joke.
Yeah, no, it's also like, I said, what are you going to do? I'm not going to just reel off where they were born for no reason before bringing them on.
Don't tell them my national insurance number because I've got a bit about it. Don't tell them my mum's maiden name.
But anyway, so it was sorted out. You did it. How was the gig? What was the gig? Where was it?
It was in Ely, like near Cambridge. And so it was nice. My sister-in-law's from there, so yeah, we had some cans on the train. It was fun. It was nice.
It's a lovely room, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Apart from the where we did. Three of us did a gig together. Not
where
probably
was
in
that?
September. That was around that area.
Yeah, it was for Alex, but I don't know where that was. But I think it was. He has a lot around there.
It's in that sort of
Anglia comedies,
North
Alex.
Satellite ring of London. That very specific area. It's quite annoying to get to on trains.
Well-run, nice gigs, aren't they?
Oh, lovely.
Yeah,
absolutely
he
lovely.
Always has chocolates backstage.
Always celebrations though, which are not vegan friendly, but let's not mention that.
Let's not slander him though.
Yeah, Julian, are you vegan as well?
I am, yeah.
That's why no one ate the celebrations. Yeah.
No, I didn't actually see them.
Did you not have any, Harriet?
I ate a lot of them, yeah.
Oh, right, okay. When you said nobody had them, you meant nobody other than you.
Nobody else.
Nobody had them because they were on the train on your lap.
They were in your bag and your belly.
No one went down my bag.
No one made me vomit them up. It's weird, man. But anyway, one quick update for both of you. I'll see what you think of this. What's your thoughts on spiders, Harriet?
As I've got older, I've got more friendly with them. But yes. I would rather we just lived our lives separately, and I just don't want them to show their face.
Okay.
Sounds Julian, a bit hostile.
What's your thoughts?
I like spiders.
Yes,
I'm not scared of them a bit.
At all.
My
so it's like, if you're in bed and one walks across the wall next to you, you're
I'm
chilled.
cool. Okay, my sister
just let that happen.
Yeah, my sister rung me at like 2 a.m. twice, and I've had to go on over to her. She's absolutely petrified.
Yeah.
So that was one of the fun times of my childhood, like scaring her.
Yeah.
Now that's the reason why you have to go over to her flat. That's karma.
Yeah, exactly.
I did get to her flat though, and I swear to God, it was massive. I thought she was exaggerating. I was like, "Fucking hell!" Looked like a mini tarantula.
Well, that's basically so. We're in a situation at the minute where Twyla, her bedroom here, is we went and stayed somewhere else. We house sat for a week because some friends were away and they needed somebody to look after their cat, so we went and stayed there. And since we got back, a female huntsman has moved into Twyla's bedroom, And it's not like when people say
brought
huntsman,
a spider with her.
They think it's like the big bird killing sort of foot wide ones. Actually, most house huntsmen tend to be about 4 inches, but they are hairy, like little tarantulas.
That's so big. 4 inches is that's too big for a spider.
It's big, and it's because it's fat and hairy as well. Like that is, it looks like a big spider. It's not like 4 inches for. If you see a daddy long legs, it's all just fucking wobbly and shit. Like,
I mean, 4 inches is quite big, though.
But what do you mean it's moved
said that
in?
Before, mate. It's your catchphrase, isn't it?
There's a mark on my ruler at 4.
You've got your mug.
I measure spiders, obviously. You know what I mean? I only measure girth.
But yeah, so it's a big spider. But the thing is, because I'm trying to do that thing of like, I'm not scared of spiders, but if one's up there, I'm fine. But no, but I'm not scared of him in the sense if I can see one in a room, I'm fine. If I turned and one was that next to my head on the wall, I would.
And you could see its little face.
Yeah.
Or if
but
one
what do you mean it's moved in? It's moved in, and so you've moved out. But you've just accepted it.
No, she's fine with it. So because she's totally fine with it. But it is a bit weird when we're in there playing and stuff, and there is a huntsman basically just above you. Which
just looking at your kid all night.
Yeah. I think you should.
And the fact that she sleeps in there with it.
No, you should take action. You can't just.
But she likes it. But she likes it.
No.
And it's not going to eat her. They eat little bugs. You know what I mean? It's not going to.
Yeah, but it could bite her face.
They don't. I mean, it wouldn't bite a human unless you attacked it, which she's not going to do that. And it's very high up. I'm sure it does. Maybe come down at night to try and catch some bugs because they don't. Huntsmen don't have. They don't have webs. They are called huntsmen because they literally hunt. They're not a webbed spider. They're the ones that come and catch bugs.
You've got to move.
You've got to come back to England immediately.
You've got to come back. It's going to follow you. You've got to leave. It's hunting your family.
But it's that thing like it's slightly a weird thing to be like, oh yeah, you're sleeping in your room when that just lives in there now as well.
No one else does that. They get the spider out. That's why.
I think she likes. She likes it, and B, I don't want her to have a complex about spiders. Like I'd had it for years. I was scared of spiders. Both my parents were scared of spiders, and it took me to get to adulthood and work that out my system and be all right with them.
Well, when she leaves, you just say, "Oh, the spider went to a farm." That's what you say.
Yeah,
I know. Yeah, maybe I should move it out there. It's more that she's fine. It's more that I'm a bit uncomfortable with.
It is.
You should be.
Technically, it's not dangerous, though, is it, Harriet? Like
it eats birds.
No, these ones are too small to eat a bird. The biggest thing you could eat would be like a
child. It only eats 2-year-olds, though, not 3-year-olds.
But yeah, it's an odd thing to just be like, yeah, that's fine.
That's right. It is odd.
Do the maths on it.
But Harriet, it's a little. It is irrational, the fear of spiders. If it's a black widow,
but even then,
like the kid there and just run up the road.
But I wouldn't leave a black widow in there. But like, I'm not. People don't die of spider bites anymore. What do you mean? How do I know it's not a black widow?
Yeah, it might be in disguise.
I know. I mean, it's 100% a huntsman. So like, I've seen them before, and
huntsman
it's a small one.
Sounds dangerous, though, doesn't it?
It sounds to leave a huntsman in a room with a child.
They do hunt their prey, but I've seen 2
It's a
full-size
child killing
huntsmen.
8-legged.
I've seen 2 of the big ones in my life, and they are fucking scary. Because they intimidatingly big. They're bigger than a tarantula, basically. And
by the end of your time there, she's going to have like a snake living in there, like a shark, like an
alligator.
Like snakes. We went to the museum and they had a massive
a couple
python,
of roos.
And but a stuffed python, and she got really into it. Like she was asking all questions about the python, and
it's nice she isn't scared.
Yeah, that's what I want her to be fearless.
But you should be scared. You're scared for a reason because they strangle you.
I put a daddy longlegs in my mouth once when I was a kid, and
daddy longlegs.
I could feel it crawling around inside my mouth.
Oh, that's weird.
I was only about 4 or something.
Yeah.
What happened after that? Did you let it out?
How old is your child?
I think I crushed it in my mouth.
Oh, God. You ate a spider. So the story is I ate a spider.
I don't know if I swallowed it. I think I crushed it. Yeah, I mean that's a bit mean, isn't it?
That is a bit mean. Also, classic psychopath behaviour from a kid.
Yeah, really. Yeah, it starts young.
Then I moved on to cats and then dogs and then pigs.
Crunch them around your mouth.
Yeah, and then school friends.
I just used to strap them to fireworks. Nothing crazy.
I just used to get a lot of power from it. Do you know what I mean? Once I got the taste of it, do you know what I mean?
It's nothing, mate. Nothing
it's
weird.
Like an orgasm when I kill. Do you know what I mean?
Having their life slip away while I look into their
looking in their eyes as it's drained out of them.
But anyway, so how old is your child?
Yeah, Mabel's 2.
What's her thoughts on bugs and things like that?
When she sees mummy screaming.
Yeah.
No, I don't scream. But I think a little bit of fear is good. I thought, like, you have to have a little bit. Like, you can't just, like, otherwise she's just be walking up to a crocodile and just like hitting it on the head.
Crocodiles
you know
in South London.
Yeah, exactly. I do think it's very area appropriate. I'm not teaching her to love sharks and things like that. You know, or not. I'm not teaching her to be scared of sharks either. But the ones that she needs to know. No, you should be
scared of sharks, Carl.
No, but you don't need. I'm not scared of sharks because I'm never going to encounter a shark.
You're in Australia.
They are in
Australia, but I'm not going
aren't they?
Swimming like in the coast of Queensland out at sea. Do you know what I mean?
They come in.
No one in Melbourne. No one's been bitten by a shark in the Melbourne suburb beaches. I think ever. So yeah, I mean, there's very specific areas.
There has been sharks in Cornwall spotted, though, hasn't there?
I think they've been. Yeah, they get around a bit, but I don't think. I'm not going to worry about it. I can't
imagine living my life with a lack of fear like you do. This is crazy.
But I know it's something like that. I was trying to think of what I'm scared of. Then I couldn't actually think of one. But like what you take out and like, what are you scared of? What are your fears?
All of it.
It is irrational though, Harriet.
Every moment of every day is just.
What about mice? Are you scared of mice?
I'm not scared of mice. Because I've lived with mice a lot, and then.
Cool. Split the rent.
I'm sure everyone lives with mice. They just don't realise it most of the time.
Because some people, if they see a mouse, they go mental. Like they're really scared.
That's because there's nothing to fear from a mouse, apart from like if they were everywhere and they were being like unhygienic. Like then I wouldn't. Then I'd be afraid.
Okay.
Yeah.
They are cute as well. They're well cute. Although if I've been in a situation where I've been sat in a room and one just ran out and ran towards like under the sofa I was sat on, and I did jump, but I wasn't. Then I was fine. But like I wasn't scared of the mouse. It was.
I walked in my room once and one ran off of my bed, and that was a bit like eerie. Like I don't want it like in my bed.
I had one run across a pillow once while I was asleep.
Yeah, my mate had that was a rat. My mate, we were in India. We were in India staying in this really dodgy
sleep
place.
Across his face all night.
I felt so bad for him. We got to Delhi after like a month and a half traveling around India, and he got the worst food poisoning ever. We were staying in this terrible hostel, and he had one bed at one end of the room, and I had one at the other end of the room. And he basically, I saw it as well. He was just so ill and lying there, he'd been sick and shit everywhere. And literally, he was so sad. And then a rat just went just past his head. Oh man, he was just so like, and then just it was like the world had ended for him. About 2 weeks before he got stung by the most jellyfish I've ever seen, and then had to go to the hospital because they got infected. He had this like 2-week horror show of a holiday. It was amazing.
God!
How is he now?
It's fine. He's actually just recently gone back to India. Like this was 11 years ago we went, and he just went
I'd
back
never go there
recently.
again if that was my experience.
That's a bad experience.
But he just had bad luck. Like the rest of the trip was great before and after that, and like I didn't get any food poisoning, nothing. I had a lovely time. So like it can be done. It's just he just had a bit of bad luck.
You got all the good luck and he got all the bad luck. Like he had a rat run across his pillow and then you find like a £50 note.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, this is no joke. Like he was super careful, like with what he ate. You know, and some people are sort of saying when you go to India to avoid certain foods and things like that. He was super careful about not eating like off street vendors and people like that. And he was just eating like in places like restaurants and things like, you know, that apparently just, and certain foods to avoid. You're not meant to eat fresh salad in certain areas.
He manifested that bad luck from being worried about it.
Exactly. Whereas I was the most cavalier. I would literally, a bloke would walk through a train carriage.
You'd eat a homeless guy.
I'd carry a bag full of like idly little sort of things. And I'd just buy a couple off
run.
the geezer. No, but I would literally buy it off anyone, side of the road, give me some of that. And I didn't get sick once. It's almost like I sort of just forced my stomach onto like the sort of the diet.
You didn't drink the water out there though, did you?
No. I mean, not really. No, I think I did. That was the one I did sort of just stick to just bottled water. But
we live such opposite lives.
Would you have been the? I'm not touching any of the food.
Yeah, and then I would have got sick, and then a rat would have
racially motivated. I'm not touching his muck.
Yeah. Ew! Get him away!
No, but if people say that you get sick from something, then I'll be like, oh, you follow the rules. I'll be like, oh, you don't do that because that's what people say. Whereas you're just like, whatever, just let a spider like sit on your head.
Share a needle, he looks all right. Stick it in my arm. We're having a fucking night out, man. Chill out.
Oh, what's the worst food poisoning you ever had? Most people have had a fucking horror show of a food poisoning experience.
I was in Cambodia and we went to this little island.
I lost 4 stone in 1 hour.
It was my husband's 30th birthday, and I was so sick. It was so bad, and they were like glass doors.
That's
on the toilet.
From the toilet.
No.
It was so bad. Yeah. And then I was like, we gotta leave, we gotta get off the island. And I kept trying to like walk to the door and then just like collapsing. And then I was like dragging my bag, and it was so bad. But they were like, yeah, it's just like something that happens like on the island. It's like the island bug. But then they gave me cooked rice in like a lot of water, and that's apparently really good for food poisoning.
Right.
The glass door thing, man. That's like you need privacy,
really
don't you? Just to lay on the floor and die, and cry and stuff.
Yeah,
I'm sure we've discussed it before about the sort of the posh hotel thing of let's put like a glass toilet door.
That'd be romantic.
Or a hotel divan. I stayed in a hotel divan once with like an ex who there was like. It was like 2 wooden swing toilet doors, and the gap between at the bottom was like a foot.
You could see your knees.
It's disgusting.
Your shaky little knees.
Yeah, shaking on each strain.
Just with your pants around your ankles, like the worst you can ever look. Oh man!
That's the worst.
Like, what are they thinking? Like you paid
I hate that. Yeah,
£250 for a night. So
they might want to watch each other's shit.
Oh god, it makes me feel sick. But yes, I've not had food poisoning. I've not had I got a case of gastroenteritis about 3 years ago.
That's pretty hardcore, though, isn't it?
That was like that. I lost what was it? It was something mad. I lost like 5 kilograms.
Marriage.
5 kilograms in 5 days, which is
that's pretty
insane.
Good going.
I mean, it's great. I was weirdly on a diet at the time, trying to shift a few kgs. And
again, you've just manifested it.
Yeah.
I'm very lucky.
Everything just always works out for me, I guess.
But I've not had food poisoning in since pre-vegan days. I've not had it since I went vegan, which is
I think I very rarely get it because of being vegetarian. Like I think it is a thing that like.
I mean, chicken is a big one, isn't it? Like if you don't cook it correctly or whatever, like.
Yeah, whereas
all the worst times I ever had it back in the day were fish. I once ate a plate of whitebait fish. Have you ever had whitebait where it's a bowl, and I swear to God, one serving, you eat the corpses of about 600 fish. They're so tiny. It's just a bowl of tiny fish fried.
Genocide.
It is like it's carnage. It's like you're like a
family and their
murderer.
Cousins.
And I just ate a whole bowl of them. And all it takes in there is... Yeah.
A whole little village. Wiped out a whole race of whitebait. I know.
Fucking horrible when looking back, man. But I remember just like, there must have been one bad one. And oh, man, I got the absolute all-time just food poisoning. You know, like you spend the whole night just fetal position on the toilet floor just to get that cold feeling of the tiles on your face.
It's so brutal, isn't it? When you're fevered up as well, and it's just If it's just like on the toilet and you're like exploding, it's not bad. But if you're fevered up, man.
Yeah, and you're
I had
mad.
I had squid in. I think I was in Greece, and it just didn't. Something about it was weird when I was eating it. Like I could see the beak and stuff.
Oh God!
And
a bit got caught.
That's
Do they
bird.
not? I'm thinking of a chicken.
Those squids might have something funny like that.
Yeah, I
always get squid and duck mixed up. What's the difference? But it had a beak, did it? They got feathers, right? No, really. One of the hooves got stuck.
The squid's hoof got stuck.
One of the toenails was just but one of the stringy bits got caught in the back of my tooth, and it was down my throat. And I couldn't get it,
man.
and it was the worst meal ever, and it was on a beautiful beach, and like it was just. But then about 2 days later, I shit my pants.
It's just funny, isn't it? And that is horrible. It is a horrible feeling, but it's funny that you just shit your pants. Like that.
I was talking to my then girlfriend. I was at the top of the stairs, and I just went, I've got to go to the toilet quickly. It's so horrible. I don't even want to say this. Like, this is really embarrassing. I did that the other day.
What, you shit your pants?
At the gig.
Oh, this is
Friday.
excellent.
Yeah, because Harriet was so intimidating.
Did you really shit your pants? What was the what was the scenario that made you shit your pants? Sorry.
It was busy just before Christmas, shopping out.
Didn't have time.
With my friend, and I don't know what happened. I think I ate something, but it wasn't like a mad deal. I feel really ashamed of myself.
What was it? I mean, not to get graphic, it's disgusting, but was it one of them ones that's like,
it was one of them ones where I ran into a small Tesco, bought something to help.
Right.
Bought something to help, went into a pub toilet, threw my pants away, put my jeans on, and came out.
That is and I'm sorry, this is graphic and horrible for anyone. But
I'm sorry, everybody. Like, I'm only human.
I've had a couple of.
I was deeply ashamed.
Again, when you get food poisoning and when you don't know you're going to get it, you can be out and get it. That having to ditch a pair of pants in public is one of the lowest you ever feel. Like,
but I had to carry them out of the pub and find a public bin and just bang them in the bin, and then I bought sanitizer.
Oh God, it's horrible, isn't it? Anyway, you look horrified.
I'm so upset. This is the most upsetting podcast I've ever done.
I'm sorry.
I agree. I do it every week. Let's do some questions now that aren't about that. I saw this on Instagram, actually. Somebody's just mentioned that they saw you at Dancing on Ice.
Yeah.
So when was that? Was that yesterday?
I went last night to support Lou, and she was incredible.
Lou Sanders.
Yeah, so she's through, so everyone's got to vote. You can vote like 5 times. And
because obviously she's a good skater, she skates, so she's got a little bit of...
Eddie the Eagle 5 times.
Cool.
Yeah.
Is he in it? So talk me through who else is in it? Who are the other celebs?
We've got to vote for Lou, but Eddie the Eagle is quite fun. And who else is in it?
Ricky Hatton.
No, he's out.
Oh.
To be fair, he was just kind of pulled around the rink and he did a couple of punches.
He doesn't strike me, even as a boxer, Ricky Hatton was never the lightest footed boxer. He was a really good boxer, but wasn't famous for his footwork. He had other better traits.
Don't transcribe, but because Lou skated and she snowboards, but it is completely different. Like, I think I think she has the positive. She's also like fearless, and but I think that it's a whole different thing. Like, it's actually more suited to like dancers and things at the beginning,
right?
But they say that she's making very good progress.
Who are the judges on Dancing on Ice? I've never seen it.
It's Torval and Dean.
Lovely.
Ashley Banjo and
sorry, it's so funny.
Somebody else.
Is he the dance guy in the dance troupe? Ashley Banjo. Yeah.
So he's not actually a dancer, but Lou was in the skate off the week before, and the public were in uproar.
Oh, really?
Yeah, there were articles in the papers.
Hang
People
on,
were
but
furious.
who goes into the dance off? Is it based on the judges' votes at first?
So the
I don't understand
bottom
how it works.
2 of the votes were in the dance off,
Right.
because she got given like bad scores, even though hers was really good. But then
okay.
they got her through, and then this time she was straight through. So
Excellent.
the public knows.
The public
Justice for Luke.
knows.
That's good though. She's doing well.
We had a
Yeah,
question
she's doing
actually on
really
last week's episode that is sort of relevant. I can't remember who was our guest last week. Julian.
I'm actually pretty good on ice skates. I just wanted to get that in.
Really?
But
Yeah.
the question was, which reality show like that would you choose to go on if you could? So it was like, would you go on I'm a Celebrity? Would you go on Strictly? Would you go on Dancing
You wouldn't
on
like
Ice?
The Jungle, would you, Harriet?
I don't think I'd be very good in the jungle. No, I don't think so. And the thing is with Dancing on Ice, like I'd do it, but only if I could wear a helmet. But I think that they're very glitzy. I don't know if they'd like it if I was wearing a helmet and then knee pads, and then you can get those shell backpacks that when you fall backwards,
One of those what are those airbags that go all around you?
Yeah, I've seen those. You can get one.
They got
one for a
they're designed
motorbike.
for motorbikes. Yeah.
Well, there's one where you're attached to the bike, and it's almost like a parachute. If you fly off the bike, it pulls the cord, and it goes like.
And you just go up in the air forever.
You just float up into the heavens.
It just takes you straight to heaven. You go to heaven, but you're alive, and it's a weird concept. Like, what? I ain't even
wearing
dead.
ice skates.
Yeah.
I've still got a pulse.
But yeah, so which one would you do? Would you go? What about Strictly? How would you? Because Strictly's
I like
the one
the
I
idea.
would do.
Yeah, because I think that it's so wonderful to learn how to dance. Like I'm so
Yes.
clumsy, and it's like such a. It would be like incredibly difficult, but to get a bit of grace
Yeah.
at this stage in my life that would be nice.
I'd
Would be
like to
nice.
do any of them that I'd learn a skill like Strictly or
Yeah.
I think I'd be self-conscious doing it. You know what I mean?
So I've got
But I
all
think
of
that's
them.
part.
Reality TV, by its definition, is you are
The jungle.
somewhat
I
in
just
the
think the
public eye.
jungle would be
nerve-wracking.
easy. Big Brother would be easy. It just all be
Not
quiet.
be easy, man. Fuck.
Yeah, well, I think
hard.
you have to be a very
Gladiators, I'd like to do.
You have to be a very chill personality. It was so stressful though watching it. Like it was so. I really understood people that like watch football. Like I've never like got it, but you're so in it. It's crazy. You're just behind your team, and it's a roller coaster.
Yeah.
Did you watch
we've got another
Traitors?
question. It's actually.
No, I didn't
We've got
watch
a question
it.
about Traitors because I've not seen Traitors. Never have.
Never will.
It was
I don't actually know
tense
how
as
it
fuck.
is. I don't even know what it is or how it works, but
I can't even explain it because I'm an idiot, but it's good. Some people could just explain things. I can't. You'll be more confused.
Try and explain it.
Well, there's a group of about 10 people.
Yes.
They go in. There's what they called faithfuls and traitors.
But what does
no
that
one
mean?
knows who the traitors are, so they choose them in the first episode. They're sitting in a circle with blindfolds. The person goes round, and when they touch your shoulder, you're a traitor. So that's all I can explain. So
okay.
It seems
the
like you've
end
only watched
game
one
is
episode.
there's a big money at stake, and the end game is either the faithfuls get it or the traitors get it.
So they've got to find out who the traitors are,
Yeah.
and the traitors
How
have got
do you
to try
find
and
out?
keep their head down enough to get through.
Well, the traitors banish people or murder people. They've got the option to murder or recruit.
right.
And sometimes they murder someone, so they're just not there the next day, and they know that the
Okay.
traitors have murdered someone. And then at the end of each episode, there's a round table. They're all facing each other, and they vote who they think the traitors are.
Okay, yeah, I get that.
But
It's
the
like
guy,
they never work out the traitor.
well, they do. So, and at the end, and if you vote out a trait, you think like the most votes they go, and
Yeah.
and they get up and say, "I was a faithful," and everyone's like, "Oh no," or "I was a traitor." But the guy who won it, he was a traitor. He was only 22. He was so smart. He was played it
Right.
so well,
Okay.
strategic, and like he won it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the first
yeah.
5 minutes, you'd accidentally say, "Yeah, I'm a traitor." The
Yeah,
whole series would be screwed.
Yeah. You'd be like, psst,
but there's more than one traitor.
one of them. It's like-
They're like, the whole series, we're going to cancel it all.
I think in the first season, the traitor got up there and they grassed up the other traitor because traitors turn on each other as well.
That's the way to do it, man.
You can never trust a traitor.
It's so funny. It was so tense, and at the end of the last episode, it was actually a little bit emotional, as much as I get watching a TV show.
Yeah,
like because the girl really trusted him, and it was down to two of them. Yes. She had such a bond with him. The only person she was 100% on was him, and he was a traitor. And at the end, when he said he's a traitor...
That's men for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're winners, is that what you mean?
Yeah. Cold-blooded, win at all costs.
But it was like, oh, fuck. And you had to remind yourself, this is a game. Everyone went into this.
Yeah.
Because everyone's like, oh, what an arsehole.
Yeah, no, he just did what the
game is
called.
He
didn't choose to be a traitor, did he?
Yeah, exactly.
He got picked out.
He played it so well, though. You're like, you fucking psychopath.
Yeah.
But can you just say, I'll never be a traitor, faithful to the end?
I don't know about if you get chosen at first, but you can. If they try and recruit you, you can turn it down. But I can't imagine anyone turning it down.
Right.
You'll be so curious who they are as well. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you go into this little room and they pull their cloaks off and they're like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But Harry, who won it, it was so unlikely. He was the least suspected.
Okay. We should have said spoiler alert, but fuck it. People will watch it by then.
Yeah, sorry, guys.
Because, Colin... one of our patrons, he did a self-tape audition for traitors. So he basically said he hasn't watched it back, but he thinks it was actually a really shit tape.
Oh, can he not post it on the TVI patron WhatsApp
group?
We'll
ask him to. But then he says, if you haven't done any recent self-tapes, what's the most shame you felt following waking up from an... Oh, hang on. From an evening of overindulgence. Oh, saying he was asking if you've done any really bad self-tapes. But he's saying if you haven't, then the second part of the question is, what's the most shame you felt from waking up from an evening of overindulgence? But we must have. Do you do any self-tape type stuff, Harriet?
Yeah, but I'm so bad at it. Like, I think it's like a whole other skill, like to be technical and like know where the camera goes and like where you stand. And...
They're all just use the back of your head talking that way.
The camera's just on a blank door. They can hear your voice.
No, I'm not booking anything.
I did an EastEnders one last year that I was not off page at all, and like I really should have.
You'd be good at EastEnders,
yeah.
I really should have put work in, man.
Yeah.
Not that particularly it was my dream or anything, but I should have tried.
I must have said.
You're
I must have
afraid
told
to
you.
try.
Yeah, exactly.
You're afraid to try because
just
then you can say,
me.
"Oh well, I just didn't try hard enough. It's not me."
Exactly. Yeah. But I must have mentioned
tough pill to swallow.
When I did an EastEnders one a few years ago, and the casting director had seen my Edinburgh show the year before and asked me to go and read for this part. And,
just give me the part. You Simmo, I talk.
Please.
You know me.
Yeah,
just because I can read on a camera.
And it was a semi-recurring role as somebody who was like involved in like running the market.
The new dirty den.
And I remember really poring over it, trying to get off. I was trying to get off the page and all that shit. And then I remember trying to think, what would I wear? And at the time, I was wearing a lot of sort of Baker Boy flat caps, and I was like, I'll just go as I would. You know what I mean? I'll look. And I was like, I wear this, and I wear a little like sort of blue jacket and all that. And I remember thinking, all right, I'm confident. I'm going to go in and do. I probably won't get it, but I'm going to go in and give a good account of myself. And I went and sat in the waiting room, and like 3 other people were reading for it that day. I swear on my life, all 3 walked in dressed exactly the same as me, and they were just all like super amazing looking, like model actors. And I was like, oh, fuck it, I'm done, mate. I ain't getting this at all.
I had to take my top off for my one as well, and I was so self-conscious.
I don't know if that was a real audition.
No. Yeah, I had to wank him off on the
Zoom.
sofa, actually.
I just sucked the casting director off in his van.
Yes.
That's sad to still not get it as well.
That's the worst, man. Shit.
I got a callback this afternoon, actually. He said he's horny again. And then he went, I mean.
I've got another role for you to read for.
I mean, you've got to read again, yes. But yeah, I
God.
felt so self-conscious, like having my top. It just felt inappropriate. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
It is
I don't know if you're meant
inappropriate.
to do. Yeah, I don't know what auditions.
I mean,
you'll go for.
they didn't ask me to. I mean, it was in the. It was in the script that I've got my top off
in the moment. You just felt it. It was just a bloke driving a car. But
I was so in the zone, you know what I mean? Some milkmen have their tops off, don't they?
Exactly. Guys, is it all right if I just try something? It's coming off the page.
Bear with me. Let me go with this. Stay with me on this. Just start wanking. EastEnders late night version.
Oh, God.
But I just felt so vulnerable and like exposed and not off page. So I was reading and like, what am I doing?
Topless. Just reading a book topless in front of some people.
Bleak.
It is, isn't it?
Such a loser.
Yeah.
I didn't ask to get like to do stuff like that.
Oh man, yeah, brutal. Let's do what's this one? Question for Harriet: do you think you could beat either Carl and or Julian at an arm wrestle? And then they said, "I do." That's Martin has said that. He
They
thinks
think
you
I
could.
can beat you?
Yes.
I think so.
He's obviously being ironic.
Sorry, what am I looking at? I don't know.
You're looking at a bulbous muscle.
Julian's getting his top off again. It's not an audition, mate. Put it away.
I mean, stay with me, guys.
I don't know. I think I think I could.
Okay.
Dear.
Are you quite strong? I think I could beat Julian, definitely.
Well, Julian's
We'll arm wrestle next gig for you if you do any material before me.
Yeah, I think so.
Let's arm wrestle whether you do your job or not. If I win,
Quite healthy.
whether you want to go to work today.
Let's do some more. Come on, let's do it.
Arm wrestles are like awkward though. They're not like it's a weird.
When's the last time you had an arm wrestle? Like, I mean, I couldn't even pull a year out of the hat. Like, it would be when I was 15 or something.
Really?
Yeah, maybe.
You don't get a lot of arm wrestlers every week for me.
I always
Do you arm
challenge
wrestle?
people in the street.
On a train. If I get put on,
On
like,
the
a four on a
train.
train, I'm always the person opposite. I'm like, come on, mate, let's have one.
I'll pull my little fold-up table out on the tube.
With them handles at the side, you got to hold on to it.
A pregnant woman's got to arm wrestle me for the seat that she wants.
It is something quite. It's a very teenage boy type thing to do, arm wrestling, isn't it? Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
It's
it
sort of
doesn't
like,
come up much in adult life.
No,
not enough,
it feels-
really.
If a grown up said to me, "Should we have an arm wrestle?" I'd just be like, "This."
A lot of it is
I don't like this
technique,
guy.
Most
Yeah,
of
but
it
it's-
is like 80% technique.
Yeah, because it's how you angle. That's what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, you use your whole body weight because the world's strongest man isn't necessarily the best arm wrestler in the world. I mean, I'm sure he's fucking good at it, you know what I mean? But
But you think you could take it because you've got
but
the technique.
I'd give it a go.
Yeah. You just break your arm off, mate.
It just comes out and I'm just screaming and crying. Looking at I've gone into shock.
Here's one. Have you ever been recognised in a difficult / awkward situation, and how did you deal with it? I've got a really horrible one of these, actually. But
What's that?
I mean, have you got
Recognised
any?
by the police. From
I
their
don't
list.
think so. I'm trying to think. I don't think so. I think just because usually I just don't have any makeup on, I look like a mess. They're like, "Oh, sorry, did that come through?"
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry, that was an email.
Oh no, that just
turn it
no,
off.
we didn't hear anything.
Oh, no, okay. Okay,
It felt like you just had a psychotic episode there.
Sorry, I'm getting some voices. Julian,
off
have you
into
lost
the
an aunt
distance.
recently? She said,
Anyone
say
know
hi. Does anyone the name
know-
Darren?
What's yours?
So mine is 2013 or 2012. There was one. It was a year me and my ex-wife were in the midst of a breakup, basically, and
And your side ting recognised you in the supermarket. One of my sneaky links was on aisle 7.
Oh God.
Look straight.
But this is grim. I was really fucked up at the time, like mentally, emotionally, and I also just happened to do. I went on Mock the Week, and it was like I don't know, probably a few weeks after, and it was in Edinburgh, and I just got pissed. I was just drinking all the time, and I was just munted, and I left the people I was with because I was just not. My head went, and I was sat on a wall. And I just sort of was a bit teary and in a bit of a bad way. And as I was sort of just sat doing that, a guy walking past went, "Are you Carl Donnelly?" like that, and I looked up and I was like, "Yeah." And even though the state I was in, he went, "Can I get a photo?" So I had to stand up.
Oh, what?
If anybody has that photo, it's
please
really
send it.
I think I might have mentioned that on here before. My dream would be to see that photo. It would be, oh my God. It would have been, big hair days, and fuck, I would have looked. I probably had my tinted glasses on, so I might have hidden it, but I was fucked. I was like properly in a very bad way.
We could see the sadness in your jaw and that still, though. It'd be good to look at.
100%. I would look dreadful. Anyway, but let's do something else.
That's framed on someone's wall. Your lowest moment.
Let's do this. This one's quite interesting. And well, have you heard about Harriet Kemsley? I haven't seen them, but the question does involve that. Taylor Swift has been the victim of some very naughty AI-generated images. Have you seen them, and can you describe them? No, but what more?
I haven't seen them, but I'm assuming they're really bad because people are banging on about it.
What more can be done to protect our idols from this satanic filth?
I mean, protect her at all costs.
I like that Julian's thing was like, it just wasn't believable enough, and that's
yeah.
Exactly.
Like
I don't believe her.
I am. No, I haven't seen them, but yeah, I gather it's just they're porn images that are AI generated.
It's terrible.
And that is
I don't think it even has to be AI.
Everything.
Have you seen them, Harriet?
Yeah.
How bad are they?
No, I haven't watched them.
Oh,
no, but I don't think the
I
problem is
sent them around WhatsApp. Forwarded many times.
I've got better stuff, guys. No, I think that the problem isn't that they're bad, that they're like not, that like it's like, oh, it's not believable. The problem is that you shouldn't be putting her in these positions. I think your angle on it is wrong.
So it's basically porn pictures, AI generated, and it looks
like, why can't they improve the technology?
Yeah,
oh, right. Yeah.
Why can't they email us all directly?
But like, surely this is going to just be, and this isn't like somebody.
That's not going to stop, is it? Like,
no, I don't mean.
Once everyone knows it's AI, that's why I didn't get the big deal. Once everyone knows it's AI, like, oh, it's AI.
No, but they don't. But that's the problem. So many people see it, and then they believe. Like, it's like. Didn't they just, was it Carlin that they just had a special and
I heard about this
they
as
did
well.
a
I've not
whole
listened or anything.
Special, and it's like, it's rubbish, but people are dumb, and so they see these things and then and you just can't control your image. And in a few years, the technology will be there, and then people could put words on your mouth or a dick in your mouth, and you just have no control.
I mean, they can do that in real life.
Yeah.
But I know,
it happens, man. Not really.
It is. I mean, I think it's going to be a big problem, like a massive.
It's only going to get worse and more realistic.
As the technology gets better,
they're going to have a real live AI person that can, you know what I mean? Be in porn videos.
It's like that deep fake stuff is the same, isn't it? Like, there's going to be just videos.
But that's what it is, isn't it? That's exactly what it is. It's they've just put her image
pictures.
on somebody's.
I imagine it's pictures. I don't know if it's videos. Is it? I don't know. Maybe I'm totally
pretending you don't know.
No, I don't. I just heard. I've heard
Taylor. It rings a bell. Taylor.
Do you know what I'm really good at? Is not searching for images when people are talking about them online. I've seen a couple of people talking about them.
I did search it just to see, but nothing
just being like, I don't want to see that. Do you know what I mean? I do it with most things.
I mean, I just rushed home.
It's but I don't. It says what more can be done to protect. I don't think there's anything you can do to protect anyone. I think this world is now fucked with AI.
That now you could you not have ownership of your own image? Is that not something that can be brought in? That it's your nobody can use your image. That everyone
but
is.
I mean, but it's about
AI generated, so it's not technically her. And also, there's other. You know, how it's hard to copyright her face because there might be a doppelganger. You know what I mean? It's there's lookalikes, isn't there?
Oh yeah.
Why can't you just protect your own face?
Well, you can, but it's AI
It's a
generated.
different face.
so
Yeah. But they've made it look like her.
That's what I mean. It's probably the fact that
it's not her photo.
The fact that nobody has mooted a solution to any of this deep
As
fake
we
stuff
wait,
yet.
as we start learning
I just found
about
one.
I mean, yeah.
Can you send it to me just to
there's some legal loopholes that
so I can make sure it doesn't fall into the wrong hands? I'm just curious to see it. Really, like,
I did.
What's
try
the big
and search
deal
for
about?
the Orlando Bloom penis one, and I know that that's bad, but
I've seen
that was a real penis.
That was his real dick. That's different.
I did search for that, yeah.
And he was naked on a paddleboard. I think he was quite
naked
cool
on
about
he
being.
was out there for everyone to see.
Orlando, sort it out.
I didn't find it though.
Who's doing that?
No one sent it to me, but.
I had a funny thing at the gym. What was it? 3 days ago. This is porn related, but
you had a wank.
No, I
in the bogs. On the stairmaster. Sorry,
but I was with my brother-in-law, and we went in. And this gym we go to around the corner is
gay.
It's got a massive, it's got a massive Bluetooth speaker that is like just a public Bluetooth speaker that anyone in the gym just who gets there first can just connect up. It's like a communal Bluetooth speaker.
Oh, that's weird.
And it's massive. I'm talking like it's the size of like a big dustbin, like a 40-litre dustbin. It's huge, like bass and all that. And normally you go in and
I'm impressed you know dustbin measurements that well. Not the 50-litre one.
No, it's a 40-litre, mate. I've measured it. But like, it was playing like just sort of early 2000s sort of house. You know, like it was all right. It was decent gym sort of background music. Pretty loud. And then we were there for about half an hour. And then obviously whoever's phone it was, there was about 40 people in the gym, right? And suddenly the volume went super loud, like they've changed something on their phone. And then it went to full on porn sex noises, just loud, like sex noises coming out the speaker. And everyone was like, like the whole gym just like started looking around to see who it was, and no one could. I didn't catch sight of who it was, but whoever
and then
it was,
you quickly looked at your phone and you quickly paused it.
But no, and whoever it was then stopped it after about 3 seconds of sex noises, and then it was total silence.
They come that quickly.
And no, but everyone, I think what it was, they must have been sent a video on WhatsApp or something. They've clicked on.
Oh, well, that prank one that just does porn sounds.
It must be something like that, or they've opened a porn video and it's taking like the audio's kicked in, but like everyone in the gym was trying to find out who it was. Like we were trying to work out.
You didn't find them?
No, I didn't. No one left. In the next sort of few minutes, and we couldn't see anyone.
An episode of Traitors.
Yeah, I wanted to lock the doors and be like, no one leaves.
To find the culprit.
That's why you can't have a public Bluetooth. That someone needs to be in charge. Yeah.
But I've always wanted to witness that, like, you know, sort of somebody attached to a Bluetooth speaker at a party or something, and then just some dirty stuff comes on.
Or a message comes through and then it reads it out, and it's something really humiliating, and it's just read really slowly and like
voice memo. God. What's the worst embarrassing thing that's happened when straight after you've thought I can get a routine out of this? That's a question. It's a good question.
It's a good question.
Most embarrassing.
Is there any routines you've got recently that happened that were embarrassing things that have happened that you remember at the time thinking, oh, that's going to be a bit, isn't it?
Not been able to answer a question. That's quite embarrassing.
I'm going to get a great bit out of this.
Yeah.
I'll do it just before I bring you on, Julian. So.
I bet Cole's had loads of those, though, haven't you?
Loads of them. I mean,
the hairdresser one was funny years ago.
It was in Sydney. The previous haircut I got, I really liked, and it was like 4 weeks before. And I remember taking a photo of it, but it was a photo of me. I was on the toilet when I thought I need to document this. I took the photo. I didn't realise that the crop was way wider than I actually realised at the time. So it was clearly me having a dump, taking a photo of myself. And then flash forward a month, I was in Sydney, and I said to I went to. He goes, "What would you like?" And I went, I was like, "Oh, actually, I've got a picture." And I just opened it and instantly realised he can 100% tell that's just me having a dump and just show it to him. But yeah,
So
I've got
funny.
loads. Mine, like I had a prostate exam last year, and then just as it was happening in my head, I was thinking like every part of this is
hot.
funny. So like, I've got a absolute ream of them, to be honest.
Mine are often something will happen and it's like really embarrassing, but then nobody believes that it's true, or that like I'll do it on stage, but then like I'm like, no, but it did happen.
Yeah.
So it takes a while to get it into a story, you know.
Yeah, it does. I often find that I have to slightly almost embellish it the wrong way. Like I've got to sort of leave certain bits out.
Yeah, just for people to be able to
or
relate.
It's unbelievable.
Yeah, like I used to have I had a drug story that happened on a stag do in Eastern Europe, and all true. Every part of it was true. And weirdly, like it was quite a threatening story. It involved me in an alley with a guy who pulled a machete out, and it was all crazy. But it was like there was bits I left out of the story because the whole story sounded totally unbelievable. But you know, I left out some of the details, so I was like, it already feels like it's a stretch for people to believe. So I better just shave it down a bit. So actually, it ended up being less true than it actually was. Like, so it's weird that you have to sort of tailor it to people so they don't go fuck off, mate. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, it's an odd thing. If you are somebody that does sort of stories and stuff on stage, then it is.
I don't really tell embarrassing
thing.
stories, I guess, on stage.
No, you're the hero and everything.
I'm the hero. I've always got a victim I'm pointing at. I'm always punching down as far as I can.
All right, let's quickly just do one more question then. Let's bloody do one more question. Here's quite a nice question, actually. Somebody says, are there any relatively unknown up-and-comers that you can already see are destined to be huge stars?
Well, I had some great people open for me on my tour that were very good.
Name them.
Name and shame.
I don't know why it's a shame. It's quite a funny thing to say to describe them. Heidi, Heidi's great.
She's already, but yeah, she's brilliant. Bella Hull.
Bella Hull's
Bella's good,
I spoke to Bella recently, just messaging, because I saw she was in Australia, and she was in. Has she told you this? We're going to get her back on. She's been on before. She's funny as anything, but like I want to hear the story in like real time. But basically, she was in. I saw she was in Perth, and I was going to be in Perth like a week after. So I was like, "Oh, you're in Perth? I'm there next week." And she went, "I'm literally leaving tomorrow." And it turns out she'd done a cruise. And I think where are we at time-wise? Yeah, so this bit will just be for patrons, so it won't go out publicly. This is her story that we're going to get her to come on and tell. But she says, she told you the details of what happened on the second night of the thing. So Julian, get a load of this, right? We've talked so many times about gigs going wrong, corporates going wrong. But it was 2 nights on a cruise. She said the audience was so old and so hard. The first night she was meant to do like 30 or 40 minutes or something. And she said it was a full-on death, like proper end-of-the-world death.
On a ship.
You're trapped. There's nowhere to go.
Like she said to me, she couldn't have been a worse booking for that audience. And then she said the next day, she was so dreading it. And then, and basically the show entertainment manager said, "Oh, you don't have to do the show tonight. We're going to show a Billy Connolly DVD instead," which I think is just like the rudest but funniest. Like,
give the people what they want, you know.
Imagine having a gig go so bad that the next day they're like, "We're just going to show a DVD.
We're just going to watch live at the Apollo."
Oh my god, it is. But she's great, Bella, and she is a great up and coming comedian. But like, I mean, them sort of cruise gigs to a certain demographic.
It's
you shouldn't be doing it if you're a.
I got asked to do one last year. I was like, nah, I can't do those dates, and I could. Oh man, that's a shame.
You've never done a cruise, Harriet?
I've never done it. They wouldn't be for me. They wouldn't like it. But
Yeah.
I would like. It's the idea of being on a cruise is exciting. But I just heard from people that then you're just trapped with all the people that just saw you bomb the night before, and like they're angry about it, and they want to kind of tell you at breakfast that they don't approve of you, and I don't want that over my waffles, you know.
It's hard. Yeah, I mean, I've always been terrified. I'm terrified of corporates and stuff, though. So, like, you know, I mean, anything that's outside the parameters of a comedy club or a solo show, just to me, it's like that. There's too much at risk for
if it's
my
not
ego.
Set up as a gig, like then I'm not. But unless it's like, okay, well, this is just money, and then you just have to suck it up, and this is just
yes. All right, let's wrap it up. It's been great fun. Thanks for coming on. And
thanks for having me.
Thank you,
Get
Harriet.
that spider out of the room.
No, let's see how it goes. Let's give it another night and see how it goes. But people can find your everything online.
Yes, it's Instagram at Harriet Kemsley, and then I've got a special out on YouTube called Woman Child.
Lovely.
Check it out, guys.
Check it out. Thanks for the questions. Thanks, patrons. Thanks, listeners. So I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just wrapping up really officially. And we'll see everyone next week. Thanks, Harriet.
Bless